You ever wonder why we're here? You ever notice that the information that we're being fed doesn't always add up to the truth? Do you ever look out your window at night when the rain's falling down? You ever look down the street and wonder what is going on around you? You ever look out at night and ask yourself, is this all that I am? Where am I? What am I? Is this all there is? Is this real life? And as technology continues to bring us closer together, it also tears us further apart. We watch the skies and look at the planet around us and its natural beauty as it continues to march forward on and on and on, unending, unceasing, unwavering. And yet our world, everything that we've built, crumbles around us. We wonder, is this it? Is there more? There's gotta be. We can search. We want to learn. We want to understand. We want to see all that we can see, know that all that we can know. We want to look out there. We want to peek behind the veil. We want to ask the questions that nobody will answer. We want to light those fires, the sparks that ignite a curiosity in us. And we ask ourselves, what is out beyond all of that? Beyond the edge of reality. Good evening, everybody. It's Kaiser. Thank you all so much for joining me this evening. Boy, howdy, I did not expect this day to go the way it did. If I'm being completely honest with you, I originally had planned to do a completely different show today, but then I woke up this morning and just happened to kind of go and start flipping through my Twitter feed, X, whatever it is, and started just, scrolling on through. And I noticed over the trending tab that Aliens is trending again. Disclosure and other stuff. And I'm going, oh God, what happened this time? At this point, there's been so many weird stories and so many things going on in the press and the media right now that it's hard to keep track of all the weirdness happening. And even somebody like me who kind of relishes in all that stuff has really found it kind of tedious to kind of keep up with everything. And boy, howdy, if there was one thing that I expected to come dancing across my feed today, this was not it.
Then you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, telephone and tell me I'm your own.
Check, please.
I'm sorry. For some reason, I just found that too appropriate given the situation and the subject matter. So, oh my goodness. So, now that we've established a little bit of tongue-in-cheek humor, let's go around and see who all is here. And Mrs. K. Griff, happy to see you there. Cool Gamer, awesome. Good to see you. Hello, everybody. Sherry Reed, hello. It's been a minute since I caught a live. Well, fantastic. Good to have you aboard. Boy, this is going to be a weird one. Mrs. K. Griff even says, what a time to be alive. Yeah, it's... I do love that movie. It is an all-time classic. And so, yeah, Ms. K. Griff says, did everybody hit the thumbs up? Hope so, because Kaiser's awesome and he deserves it. Well, I appreciate that. I have a hard time believing it myself sometimes, but apparently I'm doing something right because this right here is the first monetized stream on my channel. So that is kind of the situation we find ourselves in. So now, as you can probably see down there, there's a couple of additional options on the screen there. There's memberships, there's super chats, there's super stickers. And for those of you on the replay crew who don't get all that but still want to support the channel, there's the super thanks feature. Cool. It is what it is. All right. And over on Rumble, Spirit Star 005, good to see ya. Evening from over here on the Rumbles to everyone. I love that scene. Oh no, not again. I was going to include that one, but even the fact that there's no blood in it, I was pretty sure that somehow, some way, YouTube would claim that one on me. So I tried to kind of play that one a little bit close to the chest. And Mrs. K. Griff is my first ever official super chat. Mrs. K. Griff with a $1.89 super chat. You deserve it. Awesome job, my friend. Thank you, Mrs. K. Griff, and you get the coveted award of being the first person to ever post a super chat on my channel. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh my goodness. Ay, 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 ay. What a day. Oh my. Now somebody's gonna have to figure out if they're gonna take home the coveted who's gonna be the first membership trophy. All right. Anywho, folks, so today was a weird day. Originally, as I said, I had planned to do another stream entirely. I had actually been kicking around the idea of doing something completely different than the UFO topic. I had thrown out possibly doing something with maybe the Dyatlov Pass or, you know, some other ideas, and then had really seriously considered doing the Rendlesham Forest, the Bentwaters Air Force Base encounter. Is a UFO encounter from the 80s. And then, lo and behold, all my plans just got shot to HE double hockey sticks after I noticed all of the the alien stuff on the tubes there. And so, oh my good gracious, and Sherry Reed with a $50 super chat. Yes, you deserve all the loves. Congratulations. Oh my God. Thank you so much. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. That it looks like, I mean, that you guys appreciate me and appreciate that I'm doing this. So thank you so much, Sherry Reed. I appreciate you so much. And thank you, everybody. You all are awesome. That is, just made my night. As if you all being here didn't already make my night. This is just kind of icing on the cake. Oh, goodness. And Wendy H dropping in. It's high levels can't stay, but wanted to show support. Thank you so much, Wendy. Always appreciate having you on board, even if it's for a short while, because this is a weird one. Again, so I'm going to tie a couple of very odd loose ends together. So, first one, let's just go ahead and take it from the top. Because, well, where else are we going to start? And let's just go ahead and roll clip on this. Oops, if I can remember how to hit my present button. We can roll this from News Nation, and we can go ahead and kind of get caught up on what the hell is going on.
Well, tomorrow, NASA set to release the findings of a heavily anticipated report on unidentified anomalous phenomena, also known as UAPs. Now, it comes as Mexico holds its first ever hearing on UFOs, with scientists putting on display what they claim are the remains of two extraterrestrials. News Nation's Joe Khalil joins us live with these developments. Joe, this is some big news.
Yeah, Kelly, we got big news on multiple fronts here globally on the UFO story. So let's start with NASA that you referenced off the top here. Tomorrow, the agency is going to be releasing its findings on UAPs. Because of significantly increased reports and sightings, last year, NASA put together this team to study the phenomenon, figure out what's real, what we know, and what is still a mystery. And after almost a full year, we are going to finally get that report tomorrow. Before that, we expect NASA officials, including the head of the agency, Administrator Bill Nelson, they will be briefing reporters on their finding as well. We are going to hopefully be there, be able to ask our questions. We spoke exclusively today to UFO researcher and filmmaker James Fox about his expectations for NASA's upcoming report tomorrow. Here's what he told us.
James Fox is a great
Initially,
documentarian.
my expectations were somewhat high because of the statements that Bill Nelson's been making, head of NASA. He was making very compelling statements on the difficulty to explaining some of these unidentified aerial objects that defy physics as we understand it. You know, he acknowledged the tic-tac. He said he met with the pilots and that they couldn't explain what that thing was or where it came from. So then when I found out that they were not going to have access to the classified files, my expectations lowered quite significantly.
Yep.
So we're anticipating that. Meantime, there is this in Mexico this week. Congressional hearings focused on UAP sightings, much like we had in the US Congress back in July. And this right here sort of stole the show. This is according to a prominent Mexican UFO journalist and researcher. These are two non-human corpses, both at least 1,000 years old, discovered in Peru back in 2017 and then fossilized. Now, look, there is a lot of skepticism here about whether these are real, whether this is legitimate. We ourselves can't verify any of this, so we are skeptical about what we're seeing here at News Nation when it comes to the origins of these things in this video. Nonetheless, these displays were a part of a legitimate Mexican congressional hearing. Ryan Graves, the former Navy pilot who actually testified before the U.S. Congress back in July, he was also there sharing his story and his experiences with UAPs, Kelly. So, I think a lot of work still having to go into whether or not these things are real. Mexico's Congress debating whether they're going to be enhancing a law that would essentially make Mexico the first country on earth to say explicitly that they believe in extraterrestrial life. So a lot happening just south of our border there, Kelly.
All right, you can understand the skepticism. Joe Khalil, thank you.
Thank you for
All right. So that is the update, such as it were. And immediately you would imagine that everybody got their hackles in a raise over this one. That's definitely the case. Oh, my goodness. So going back here, I got to go ahead and get back on the chat there. So Sherry Reed says, I can't do that often, but I am excited for Kaiser. I appreciate it again, Sherry. I greatly, I cannot say enough how much I appreciate it. And Genitals, good to see you there, Genitals. Mrs. K. Griff with very sound advice. This channel does not give legal, medical, political, automotive, book, acting, alien, or financial advice. It is for entertainment purposes only. See the banner down below. In fact, this channel doesn't give advice of any kind. Be an adult, make your own decisions. Ding. Actually, wait, I need my... Where's it at? This channel doesn't make any decisions at all. Oh, that was poor. Wah, wah. Soundboard is lacking tonight. Anywho. So how does it look like E.T.? Somebody at the props department, I'm going to imagine. Mexico just had to one-up the U.S. Oh, yeah. I even said in the if you look at the comments or the video description below, I even said, as if not to be outplayed, Mexico said, hold my beer. Because I remember very distinctly that when Representative Tim Burchett of Tennessee, who headed up the US Congressional UAP hearing, he actually went before Congress and said, look, we are not going to bring out little green men. Sorry to disappoint you. And, hey, we're going to actually try and dig into like the legitimate science and the information. We're going to bring back as much information as we can, and we're going to actually treat this seriously. Again, like I said, Mexico, on the other hand, looked at what the U.S. was doing and said, hold my beer. Hey, Jude Curio, good to see you. Yes, that was the Taco Bell ding. Because I have all kinds of things on my soundboard that just don't get used very often. So, you know, yo quiero Taco Bell. Or I guess maybe I should say, yo quiero aliens? Extraterrestriales? Oh, goodness. And guys, don't forget to share in banner. I think I already, if I remember right, I think I already put up the pinned comment, which has my links all in it there. Yes, I did. Okay, so we should be good. All right, and no more of the dingy bell noise, at least not for now anyway. But yeah, so again, I woke up this morning, I started going through about my day, and I come across this information on Twitter, and all I could really think of to say is my brain just did a collective. It was definitely a rough time getting up this morning after that one. I'm like, did I just drink the wrong coffee this morning, or did that thing just say what I thought it said? Well, apparently it did. So, oh, Murph's Turf, they're saying, it was fun while it lasted. Ryan Graves killed their buzz. Oh, trust me, Murph, in the intervening time between then and now, I've come across some information. So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and spoil it for you that I think we might have some false flag information on our hands. So, with that being said, we're going to kind of talk about it. We're going to kind of go over the evidence, see what was said, by whom, and then we're going to absolutely go through the laundry list that I found of questions. So, don't get ahead of me. Don't click off this live stream just yet, because I still have questions. And you know, I could be very well surprised, but I'm just going to say there are things that have made me just kind of go, hold the fuck up. Yes, bring it on. Is this show giving advice? Nope, none whatsoever. Not a damn bit, other than to stay tuned for more interesting stuff and lots more of probably inappropriate jokes at the expense of the Mexican government. Just gonna call it. Oh, man. So, and grabbing some information there. So, you mean this is for entertainment purposes only? Absolutely, it is. Only inappropriate. There's like only entertainment purposes and inappropriate jokes. What's up, Shizzy? Come on, the aliens are legal. That's funny. Good to see you, Shizzy. Always happy to have you. And so, yeah, kind of getting right to it there. So, might as well just usher us on in. And thank you to the 14 of you currently watching over here on the YouTubes. And currently, it looks like we have at least 6 viewers over on Rumble, making it a nice, solid 20. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you all. And yeah, we're going to have a good time tonight. That's going to be a definite. Good stuff. Can you at least give me some legal advice? Come on. Bro, if you're asking me for legal advice, y'all got problems. I do not provide, and nor do I have any inkling of understanding about any kind of legal advice, and I do not provide it whatsoever. This show is for entertainment purposes and inappropriate jokes only. So that's it. Deal with it. Oh, well, there we go. We ever have one of those days where it's kind of like it's hard to really even know where to start on a topic? Well, it is what it is. So, oh, I love this. It's a legal advice from Kaiser. Hire a goddamn lawyer. Yep, that's true. Oh, boy. And Pesky Citizen, good to see you. Good evening, Kaiser. Saw you and Mighty talking about this earlier today. I think it's fake grift, but a distraction. Well, we're going to get into that. And I've ever since Mighty's stream earlier today, I have uncovered some new and breaking news information. So, again, stay tuned because Kaiser has breaking news. I don't feel like I get enough chances to use that. All right. Anywho. So, to set the scene earlier today, we had this. So this was the this was the live stream that got everybody's attention. This was the Mexican government's live stream for their basically version of their congressional UAP hearing. So immediately my suspicions got raised when you could not for the life of you find this thing unless you had either a direct link or you knew exactly where to search. Now, thankfully, a few very good entrepreneurial spirits over there on the Twitters, X, whatever. I'm just going to call it the X Files. Decided to go ahead and post up links to it, and I was able to find a direct link to this whole live stream. It's like 3 hours, 17 minutes long. So, yeah, it's boy, it's a doozy. Let's see. Shizzy says, "Are those meat curtains?" No, they're not flaps. It looks fake, but who knows what the government's been hiding. I would, at this point, believe Bob Lazar over this. And you know what? I know there's a lot of people that have issues with Bob and his story, but I honestly find it way more believable. Okay, there's a little thing called build-up, so we're going to have to get there. So just bear with me. We're getting there. Anyway. So, yeah, let's just kind of take a little brief stroll through this. I'm just going to kind of mute because we're not really even going to watch this. It's all in Spanish, and there are no closed captions for this. It doesn't work. It says closed captioning unavailable. And so they begin and go through their usual rigmarole. They start going with some videos of various credibility levels. Not a whole lot of additional information. Kind of like they're trying to do their own information on, or kind of like they're trying to do their own, like, gimbal footage is what it is. They get a little bit of a treatment from Avi Loeb, who you can either kind of believe him or don't believe him. I think that I think there's potentially some. I think he's got some good points on some things, but I think also he's a little bit up his own rear where it concerns some topics. But then where things got really weird is that they actually got Ryan Graves, the F-18 pilot from the United States military, who was one of the ones who trained and actually saw these things off the East Coast. He was the one who had famously had a basically, he's called it a black cube in a clear, transparent bubble fly within about 50 feet of the cockpit of his F-18 while he was on patrol. And his unit and people that he knew were the ones that took the gimbal and go fast videos off the East Coast of the United States. So the fact that he's there kind of does tend to try and lend a little credibility until you notice this guy. I'd kind of wondered because I thought I'd seen this guy somewhere before. And I wondered, like, what's going on? He's definitely been kind of up and talking. He's been introducing some things at this meeting. Well, I did a little bit of a dive on this. And sure enough, I also managed to find some fascinating information on this guy as far as, well, find some information on him I believe Twitter was what led me to him. So, to kind of give you guys an idea of who this guy is named Jaime Maussan. And he's kind of known for being a bit of a fraudster. So, this guy is basically the Stephen Greer of Mexico. And for those of you who don't know who Stephen Greer is, boy, I might have to direct you over to Winning Reality's channel, where he's done a few videos, and he did one recently on Stephen Greer and his Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. That total bollocks. Yeah, so yeah, this guy is basically the Mexican Stephen Greer. All right, so just going to read this one verbatim. That way you all can kind of see it and follow along with me. According to Wikipedia, which I understand, not a reliable source, bear with me on that. At the peak of his journalistic career, Jaime Maussan presents as alleged evidence into the presence of UFOs in Mexico some amateur videos filmed on July 11th, 1991, the date on which the total solar eclipse occurs in the country. Now, by the way, I had to actually translate, just use Google Translate for this website. It was all in Spanish. So if there's some dodgy text, that's why. Such action causes strong interest in a large sector of the population and ends with his own television program, Tercer Milenio, being the best known. It is the Mexican version of the Spanish Iker Jimenez or Ecuadorian Jaime Rodriguez. Unfortunately, there are media outlets, especially Televisa, that pay much more attention than necessary. Longtime readers of Alt 1040 will remember when he introduced the flying horse or a penguin on a tree, for example. Okay, I'm curious. What is this? Huh. So try to go ahead and click on that link and see where it took me. I think there's supposed to be a video that's embedded there, but it's not. Huh. Okay. Anyway. In Alcione, they have a very long list of frauds carried out by Jaime Maussan, who finishes unmasking this character, which we summarize below. So, here is a list of all the apparent fraudulent, basically fraudulent evidence that this guy has apparently uncovered or brought to the surface. Now, unfortunately, as I've tried to go through and look at some of these, because I only just found this a little while ago, I did try to look into it. I didn't find a whole lot here. Some of these don't go to videos or anything anymore. It looks like, because this was posted in March of 2014, so it may or may not actually, some of these don't actually, the links don't work anymore. But yeah, apparently this guy's got a bit of a list of, well, people who have grievances against this guy for one reason or another. So the fact that he is, at this meeting and he's standing there with Ryan Graves, it unfortunately is going to degrade Ryan Graves' credibility. Something that I think after it came out, Ryan Graves himself was quick to come out and denounce. So let me find it here. Oops. That's over in Discord. Grab that. Got it. Okay. Share here. So this is a statement directly from Ryan Graves. After the U.S. Congressional UFO hearing, I accepted an invitation to testify before the Mexican Congress, hoping to keep up the momentum of government interest in pilot experiences with UAP. Unfortunately, yesterday's demonstration was a huge step backwards for this issue. My testimony centered on sharing my experiences and the UAP reports I hear from commercial and military aircrew through ASA's Witness program. I will continue to raise awareness of UAP as an urgent matter of aerospace safety, national security, and science, but I am deeply disappointed by this unsubstantiated stunt. So, Ryan Graves appears that he got duped. So, yeah, he's already coming out against this whole thing. That should be very much noted for everybody. So, real quick there, going back over to the chat, I do need to give a great big shout out and a thank you to Jude Curio with a $10 super chat. Please cook again. You can have us vote on what you cook. Well, I am trying to do more of that again, and I was cooking some steaks over on Chandler's stream the other day, and it was actually quite fun. I enjoyed it a lot. So, gonna try and start doing those. I'm actually slowly putting together a little bit of an apparatus so that way I can actually film and cook and do stuff, and then I'm gonna try and get some new editing software, make that work for me there. All right. And let's see. We go back to the chat there, catch back up where I'm at. Yeah, I was kind of being a little bit of a tease earlier. That's fine. What's up, Leby? Good to see you there, buddy. And let's see. How exactly does Ryan Graves have credibility? So Ryan Graves, I think as I mentioned earlier, so he has had an encounter with military during his military career with UAPs. He's actually been like right there on the forefront, getting a lot of these air crews, helping to kind of try and. He was a leader in their flight group. So whenever something would happen, they come to him. And so he started doing a lot of reporting on it. That's where they came up with, that's where they got the Go Fast and Gimbal footage from. And then, of course, after his military career, he's tried to basically put together his own not-for-profit organization that is trying to help increase air safety with regard to UAP reporting, trying to help get Congress and government in general to create some sort of metric, some sort of ability to report these phenomenon in the sky, and without the stigma, without all the crap that goes on that potentially could get people grounded, because he mentioned in his deposition at the UAP hearing, in the congressional hearing, he mentioned that about 95% goes unreported. So that's kind of the little bit of information on that. Can we get a brief cliff notes on Stephen Greer? Okay. Stephen Greer, Greer, is a grifter. He's the head of some kind of, as he kind of tries to put it, some kind of like first contact organization or disclosure project, I believe is his group. It's basically a big grift, and he essentially bilks people out of money to have so-called UFO experiences, or his close encounters of the fifth kind, where people can stand around and do telepathic kumbaya and apparently have people or have UFOs appear in the sky, which remarkably seem to appear and act like flares, strangely enough. Yeah. It's a whole thing. We could do a whole episode on Stephen Greer, trust me. And oh my goodness. So yes, Genitals says, oh shit, is this your first monetized stream? Yes, as a matter of fact, it is. And Rose, good to see you there. And oh boy, y'all. So Rose gets to take home the coveted trophy for the first membership on my channel. Rose, thank you so much. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. Thank you. You are the real MVP. Thank you so much for that. Awesome. This is fantastic. I'm so happy right now. Okay. And Rose was kind enough there to go ahead and post a link there about Stephen Greer. Definitely go check that out there, and that way you can be up to date on what all he's doing and his, the reasons why he's pretty well heavily discredited. All right. Say, my pleasure. I was Jeff's too. Awesome. That's really cool. Fantastic. So we're getting all the firsts out of the way tonight. And thank you again to the 23 of you watching currently on YouTube. And over there on Rumble, I see that we have currently 9 watching right now. Everybody, I appreciate you so much. Don't forget to go down there and hit that like button. I'm not going to try and, hit that one too much for you. But yeah, hit that like. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you're new here. This is what we do on Wednesdays. And, well, we're going to go ahead and continue on through this stuff. Ghostery Kaiser, can we redirect to here? Abso-friggin-lutely, you can redirect to my stream anytime. All right. I have a Trophies and Pop membership, Jerry. That's funny. All right. Good to see. Oh, and by the way, sorry, I totally forgot. Sorry. Good to see you, Ghostery. All right. So, Ryan Graves spoke here and gave all this information, essentially recounting his story, his testimony, essentially the same that he had at the UAP hearing for our Congress. And then, this guy got back up to speak, gave a whole bunch of more talking points, trying to kind of get things rolling. There's a lot of actually legitimate scientists on this stage, which makes this really, really sad. And as things kind of gone on, let's see. Again, I really wish that I had a subtitled version of this. The only subtitled version that I've been able to find of this stream actually has, it's actually somebody else's live stream, and I don't want to go ahead and stream snipe them or not credit them if I can't actually get permission from the creator, which I did try to reach out. I just couldn't get through. So, out of appreciation for them and what they do, whatnot, and also trying not to get, a copy claim or something like that, I went ahead and just decided to not play that. And my goodness, we have a Viking raid. It's Nicholas Starro. Good to see you there, buddy. And Gigi this way up. Bobby Baloney. And let's see. Aaron, Just Dawn. Fantastic. Half Irish. And let's see. Lizzie Bartley, James Lee, fantastic. Thank you all so much for joining in. This is definitely got to be like some of my biggest stream numbers ever. You guys get to actually be privy to my first actual monetized stream. So this is awesome. I'm super happy to have all of you aboard. And we're covering this this recent breaking news about the Mexican UFO UAP hearing and all of the fallout from that. And boy, howdy, I'm having a hard time keeping up with chat today. Murph's Turf has just become the newest member of the Pineapple crew. Good to see you there, Murph's Turf. Thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciate it. And I totally forgot to double check. What did it do? Okay, nope. I was trying to see what if it told me what membership there. Oh yeah, Pineapple Crew. Awesome. Woo. And yes, Gigi says, don't forget to change from top chat to live chat to get all those juicy comments. And right, oh my goodness, everybody's joining up. We got Sherry Reed joining up as a new member of the Pineapple Crew, and Nick Starro as another member to the Pineapple Crew. Thank you guys so much. You're awesome. This is an awesome night. Oh my. All right. So yeah. Okay, folks. So I guess really the next thing to kind of get into is some of the questions on everybody's mind. Now, I'm not going to really do a whole long stream about this because unfortunately, with some of the new information that just came out, it really doesn't behoove us to sit there and watch this entire thing, especially since there's no subtitles or anything. After that, once we cover it, we can always look into another famous case or some other thing that looks interesting, or we can just call it an early night. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and do my best to go ahead and have a good time with y'all. So, and Nicholas Starro dropping 5 gifted memberships into the chat. Thank you for that, Nick, so much. And Gigi just joined as a new member to the Pineapple Crew. So don't forget there to accept the or to click on the gifted membership section and click accept gifts, and that way you can, if you want to, you can get your own gifted membership courtesy of Nick Starro. All right. And yes, thank you very much there, Gigi, for putting that up there. So I'll leave that up for a few minutes while we get this going. So let's go ahead and kind of just start going through what we have, what information has kind of popped up. So one thing that definitely kind of came up, so this is a tweet that came out. So this is one that I found. So the Mexico UAP UFO hearing, alien bodies recovered in Peru in the Diatom mine, found in 2017 between Palpa and Nazca. Not part of our terrestrial evolution, carbon dated to approximately 1,000 years old. Not mummies, bodies are intact, thoroughly researched. And it kind of gives some images from there. So this is one of the alleged aliens that was found. This is a alleged scan of one of the skulls that was done with some kind of imaging device. And yeah, they unveiled 2 of these during the hearing itself. Here is the fully intact body as it is. So you have a form of skull here. You have, this actually was something that was noted whenever I watched this with Mighty Me earlier today. This little device thing right here is some kind of metallic device or some kind of metallic piece that was found embedded under the skin. composed of a couple of different elements. Then apparently this thing has 3 eggs in its gut. So, alien eggs? I'm sorry. Anybody remember that Alien movie from Ridley Scott? Just gonna say it. Yeah. Woof. So, Rossman Ranch. Oh, Mexican aliens had joined at just the right time. And Christy Liu, forensic genealogist. Strange that they have a mummified, or they have a humanoid form. Yeah, we'll get into that. And what's going on, Rabbit? Good to see you. Just on, those aliens look like paper mache. That was literally the first thing I said when I saw the first picture of these things earlier today. It looks like paper mache. It legitimately does. Alien, yeah, Jew Curious said, I didn't like the third Aliens. I don't think anybody likes the third Alien movie. I'm just going to call it. You've got Aliens, and then that's really it, as far as I'm concerned. I don't count Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, Prometheus, or Alien Covenant, I think was the most recent one. Yeah, just don't count those. Just stick with Alien and Aliens. Those are good. I know, movie guy's coming out again. Anyway. Yeah, don't touch the alien eggs for the love of God. Yeah, I agree. So that was just kind of like the basic rundown of like some of the things that were shown on that end. And then, of course, some immediate comparisons were drawn to another thing that was found. So this one, courtesy of Open-Minded Approach. So you might actually notice this from another video or something. So this was discovered in Siberia, Russia. This was a hoax that happened several years ago. Siberia, alien... There we go. See if I can try and find the actual video. Oh, come on. Okay, here we go.
Here is a viral video sensation. This has become the most read story on FoxNews.com. Folks, that tells you something about what people are interested in. Look at this. Looks a lot like ET, doesn't it? It shows an alleged discovery of an alien in Siberia, as in an alien from another planet. Who better to ask than Trace Gallagher? Also an alien from another planet. Just kidding. He's from Los Angeles.
Yeah,
Hi,
some
Trace.
have said. Hey, Martha, you know, this is in southern Siberia, really the middle of nowhere. The villagers reported seeing a blue and orange glowing thing kind of hurtling at them, right? It looked like a UFO, so they ran to check it out. And what did they find? They found this, what appears to be a dead alien lying in the snow. Now, you can see it. It looks like it has horrific injuries from the crash, including the loss of a limb, its left arm there, right? You can see that. Quintessential ET. Looks like an ET. But then the investigators came out and they found out, you know, there's no evidence of a plane crash. There's no planes reported or flying objects reported in this area. So they checked out the video. They did an investigation. Turns out this alien is from the planet Bok Bok, as in chicken. That's a chicken right there.
Ew.
It's a chicken with paper added to it and a little paint to kind of spruce it up.
Ew.
The video guy admitted, yeah, I kind of made that up, the Planet McNugget thing. And of course it's naked because all aliens are naked, right? E.T., they're all naked.
Yeah, they don't.
I don't know
usually
why.
come
There's
with
no clothes on
clothes.
other planets.
So, I
No.
think I liked it better when I thought it was an alien. A
Yeah?
deteriorating chicken is just disturbing me.
And pay.
Oh, it
Thank you
wasn't
very
disturbing until you
much.
knew it was a
Well,
chicken.
it's always a good
Okay.
alien story, right?
Okay. So that's the Siberian alien from about 12 years ago, believe it or not. That was on April 20th, 2011 was when that video actually came out there. So, yeah. Some people started immediately drawing conclusions between the two. And a big thank you to Sherry Reed dropping 10 gifted Kaiser Pineapple memberships. Awesome. So any of you that goes ahead and pick those up, they say those actually will get you on the Pineapple crew. There we go. And I see Madcore in the house. What's going on, Madcore? AP, I see you just joining us. Moose Discharge. Amber Heard Grumpy. That's funny. Oh, my. Sherry Reed says, that's one skinny chicken. Aaron says he makes a good point. Why are all aliens naked? Oh, you know, some are, some aren't, but yeah. So, we've seen the Siberian one is, a KFC alien. It's fake. Well, hate to burst everyone's bubble, but again, pretty sure that these are actually that this thing is fake. All right, and how do we get to this? So, well, here's a news story that comes to us actually from Peru. I did have to again translate this directly from there using Google Translate. So if the English is not the greatest, then I do apologize. But yeah, doing what I can there. Nick Starr says Kaiser was recently monetized, so not all of you press the right button to accept the memberships yet. It will sort out after a while. Fantastic. And American Steve, good to see you there. Chickens, are they more like aliens or dinosaurs or both? That's the question there, because your scientists were too occupied with whether or not they could. They didn't stop to think if they should. I watched Jurassic Park last weekend or what weekend before, and yeah, it's kind of been stuck in my head. Mrs. K. Griffelmow, my husband turned on Bluetooth speaker in the bathroom when phone connected, started blaring when the guy was saying aliens. He was like, "What the heck are you watching?" Oh, wow, that's funny. Oh, goodness. Hey, what's going on, Pyramid 7? Yo, yo, yo. All right. All right, so here's kind of where we go into what is this, what's going on, and we'll just kind of read the whole article. And that way, hopefully now you guys can read it along with me. Approximately 2 weeks ago, a group of researchers presented the results of analyses carried out on some mummies found in Nazca Desert in Peru. These researchers, accompanied by the Mexican presenter Jaime Musan, announced that the mummies were not human and that they would have an extraterrestrial origin. However, a recent analysis discards the opinions and supposed studies carried out on the remains and gives us a much more shameful and controversial verdict than we could have imagined. And I highlighted some of these things to make sure I was able to read them. The case of alleged extraterrestrial mummies of Nazca is something that has given a lot of talk in recent months. Many researchers have been immersed in the mess, among them the controversial Jaime Musan, a famous Mexican presenter of UFO researcher who enjoys a well-earned fame based on many frauds carried out and later discovered. That list of frauds that I mentioned earlier in the live stream, that's where the link came from. Another institution that accompanied these unreliable investigations was Gaia, a U.S. documentary production company that has become interested in the subject matter, which obviously brings many economic benefits. The presentation made 2 weeks ago to the Congress of the Republic of Peru was hosted by the Peruvian congressman, who intends to create a bill that carries out and finances research into hypothetical extraterrestrial mummies. Now, I will admit, this right here, this little emoji of somebody shrugging their shoulders, if you're going to try and write something even remotely professionally, don't use emojis on your big news story. Just saying. Let's see, Kaiser, do you have all the gift stuff turned on? Gifts weren't distributed, but show up at top. It doesn't show that they were, at least not that I saw. Oh, I see somebody did get, well, nope. I don't see that they ever got distributed. Huh. Yeah, I don't see anything there. Yeah, it really doesn't give me a whole lot of options on my end. So, I think that's something that everybody would have to kind of sort out there by, making sure to, go ahead and select gift memberships and allow gifts. MLS says, Ahsoka's dumb. I know this is off topic, Kaiser. Changed my mind. No, I'm right there with you. Ahsoka's dumb. Actually, I've been quite enjoying One Piece. I actually watched that yesterday instead of Ahsoka, and I actually found myself enjoying watching TV again. I actually enjoyed One Piece, and I had no dog in that fight, so hey, just calling it there. And, oh goodness, where did I see? Hey, Danielle, good to see you. Snuck in while I wasn't looking. Genitals, YouTube is ass. Oh, yeah. I don't know what's going on with the gift of memberships, guys. I appreciate everybody that did give those, but I don't know what's going on there. Everything on my end, I set up exactly the way that I was told to do so. So, I'm not sure. Rabbit says, it's happened before. If they aren't given out, gifter will get a refund. Well, I'm glad that if they don't get distributed, that somebody gets a refund, but I would, love that they let folks actually get those. Well, dagnab. Anyway, so the revelation of a fraud, as we previously informed you in an article, which I tried to go to, and it took me to something very different. Actually, it wouldn't load whenever I tried to load it earlier. There are many details to take into account that consider that the presentation before Congress of the Republic is nothing more than a fraud. Firstly, the mummies are modified remains, and this was reported by the Ministry of Culture a year ago. So, again, I try to load this one up, and I go to the link, and it just has a spinning icon. Doesn't actually go anywhere. I don't know why. Furthermore, it's like just by reviewing some of the history of the characters around this matter, we can quickly suspect something is quite shady. Because of this, a few days ago, a radio program hosted by a lawyer and UFO researcher, Anthony Choi, presented research that contradicts everything that Mosa and his company are trying to tell us. As Radio Capital Peru reports on its website, a group of researchers from the Institute of Legal Medicine and Forensic Studies and the Public Ministry carried out an analysis on the mysterious extraterrestrial mummy found in a tomb near the Nazca lines in a year 2017. The conclusion they delivered is far from what was said a few days ago in the Congress of the Republic. Specialists have assured that the alien mummy would be made up of nothing more or less than, unfortunately, a dog skull that would have been carved to give it the classic shape of an alien. And there is a video about this that, unfortunately, it is not translated, so I don't really have a whole lot that I can show there. But yeah, here's the alleged kind of picture of a dog skull over here, and then the a supposed alien skull over here. And MLS with a $10 super chat. Oh yeah, we can super chat now. Congratulations. Thank you there, Dave. I appreciate it, buddy. You're awesome. Okay. Let's see there. AP Ahsoka is the most powerful woman boss. Vader has nothing on her. Who else can fight a starfighter with lightsabers while doing nothing, or while doing space gymnastics, not floating away when jumping? Oh yeah, and don't forget, last night on the episode that premiered last night, she turned into Space Gandalf the White. You know, she was all dressed out in grays, and then suddenly reappears, and she's all dressed in white now. So we've gone from Ahsoka the Gray to Ahsoka the White because Dave Filoni. If you want to catch that one, we're going to talk about that tomorrow on my Real Talk Live. We're going to review episode 5 of Ahsoka. So I'm not going to talk more about Ahsoka. I'm going to go back to this, and we're going to cover that. So if you want to hear what I have to say about Ahsoka, come and join me tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we will watch that then. Anyway. Say sure, if it happens, we'll try again next live, which is Thursdays. Yes, that, as I said, Thursday at 9 p.m. is the next one. There we go. All right. So we're back onto the dog skull. So this is another image that they purport is one that has this. Now, what is interesting is that they're all cut off at the bottom. They're not intact images. I do find that to be a little bit suspect. And then some of the links are a little bit weird. Now, again, what gets me is that this news story, if you go back to this post here about this was from earlier today about the Mexico alien bodies in 2017. There is context that was added by Twitter, and this is one of the actual links that was provided, which goes to this story. Apparently, there was a similar, if you want to call it anything, disclosure, conference, UAP conference, to this one back in 2018 in Peru, apparently. Interesting that we're only finding about this now, which just adds more fuel to the fire of what the hell is this. All right. Dehumanized remains. The researchers also detailed that the supposedly humanoid shape has no handle because the bones have been cut and leveraged to form a body. They do not have joints, and that the hands with 3 fingers correspond to human children and adults. One of the researchers said there are no joints, nothing that unites them. They are just rigidly exposed. And yeah, there is a video here. I did try to check it out, and unfortunately the video is entirely in Spanish. So, and it's, yeah, the audio quality is really bad. There's no subtitles, no actual way that I can translate it, unfortunately. So, yeah. Rosman Ranch. In mammalogy in college, we had to identify down to genus the species of over 100 animals just by skulls. I have faith that the skull has been studied. Yep, I would agree with that. And what's going on, expert? Good to see you. So that's kind of where we're looking at this right now. This has just been the debunking there. All right. So what are we here for? The whole presentation loaded with the biggest media show possible, with a politician, presenter with a bad reputation, and an institution that sells documentaries online to show us some supposedly extraterrestrial mummies, but which are Nothing more than frauds, mummies made with skulls of dogs and bones of human children and adults. We wonder how they obtained the bones, both from the dogs and the human children and adults. Black market for archaeological remains or something much more sinister. So that's their kind of assessment, is that these things are basically made with fake bones and all kinds of just basically amalgamated together out of whole cloth, basically. So they're not, according to these researchers, they're not real. Which again, I mean, I would love to be able to believe these folks if there was something. I mean, hey, look, great. I appreciate the effort that they're putting forward on that, but unfortunately, apparently somebody did not do their research and did not actually vet somebody. So let's go to this video. And it is translated into English, but some of the talking is not going to quite 100% match up. But yeah, here's a brief clip breaking down already provided analysis on the Nazca mummies shown today at the Mexican hearing. The corpses have possibly been debunked. And then thanks for sharing.
Look at hands of different apes. They may seem to have little similarity, but they always follow a single plan. And here we only see a total hodgepodge of stuff. The official mummy website says the hands are made up of 26 bones each. I counted them up, left to right, 31, 27, 24, and 26 bones. You can check yourselves. It's a miracle of bioengineering. A bionic Lego set that uses homeotic genes. The Atlanteans were capable of creating any biorobotic servants they wished, ignoring the laws of biomechanics.
Okay.
I have a simpler explanation. Someone who created these was little bothered by biomechanics or anatomy. Their goal was to imitate the outer shape. So they just grabbed whichever bones fitted in size and covered them with some substance to imitate flesh. Now let's study the X-rays of the small mummies. Ufologists go as far as calling them humanoid reptiles. So what do we see?
Is this where we
Same
come
stuff,
to simp for
a
wrench?
hodgepodge of human and animal bones.
You could try.
Here's a mummy named Josephine. A real beauty.
Feral housewife. Good to
Instead
see
of
ya.
humeri, she sports femurs or thigh bones. Her legs are even
Thanks,
more
X-Men.
baffling. One of the thigh bones is actually a femur, only facing the wrong way around, while the other one is a tibia. And they are completely mismatched. With the hip bone, there's no joint there at all. The poor humanoid wouldn't have made a single step. Some of the bones are simply chopped off. Note this asymmetry here. The fingers are a total mess too. The first pseudophalanges are facing in different directions on her left and right hands, with the white part facing up or down. Well, they just forgot to turn them the right way. Stuff happens. And look at this alien head. French paleontologist Julien Benoit thinks that those who crafted the small humanoid mummies used skulls of some small mammals for their heads, such as a llama or alpaca.
Okay, and that was it. It kind of cuts off after that. So yeah. All right. So the Nazca mummies, that's where that's where we're at. So of course, all this happens. Ryan Graves, who was, as I mentioned earlier, was one of the people who actually spoke at the US UAP hearing only about a month or two ago. He issued this statement, as we read earlier, basically saying, hey, I was duped into going to speak at this event. I now realize that they were pulling a stunt, and this is just, ridiculous, and I feel really bad that I didn't catch it. So yeah. But what's interesting is that now we go over here and courtesy of Dr. Disclosure 89. So, CIA owned and operated CBS News picks up Mexico alien body story. At least that's what he's reporting there. So, they even include Grush. So, yeah, this is actually from CBS. So, researcher shows bodies of reported non-human beings to Mexican Congress at UFO hearing. And they go ahead and throw in a picture of David Grush on there. And now that it's coming out that these things are fake, guess who looks like they have egg on their face, even though they had nothing to do with it? Yeah. Imagine that. It's this guy over here. That way. Mr. Grush. They include him in there so that way they can try and take a dig at him. So we're going to go to the CBS actual story here. So yeah, researcher shows off bodies of reported non-human beings to Mexican Congress at UFO hearing. They're showing a lot of the videos from that. A journalist and researcher on unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAP or UFOs as they're better known, presented the remains of reported non-human beings to lawmakers in Mexico on Tuesday during the country's first public congressional hearing on the topic. Jaime Maussan brought 2 boxes containing what he said were small stuffed bodies of extraterrestrials recovered in Peru in 2017. I'm going to pause there for 2 reasons. First reason, AP with a $2 super chat, so they are pinata aliens. Oops, Mexico. Yeah. Oopsie. And second of all, apparently he did not actually say that they were stuffed. And according to everything that I've been able to find on there, it looks like they aren't stuffed, but they do have a lot of stuff inside of them, which is supposed to look like organs and stuff. Anyway. Have I got $100 yet? Because I'm thinking about I need a drink, so. Oh. Again, we've got $2 from Ms. K. Griff, 50 from Sherry Reed, 10 from Jude Curio. I'm not gonna math anymore. Okay, that's enough. I'm gonna say that right there is enough for a drink, because this whole topic, this whole thing is just making me pissed off. So I'm going to say for now that we've got enough to go ahead and have a drinky. So cheers, y'all. I'm going to have to buy more of this. I like it. It's 4 Roses small batch. Actually quite good. Expert says, do aliens like crunchy or soft tacos? Given the state of the mummies, I'm going to say crunchy. And Shenny Graham, hey, Shenny. Hey, the crew is here. Mighty Meat is not well, but we knew that, all right. But but we're here for you, babe. Awesome. Thank you so much there. I appreciate it, Shenny. And let's see. American Steve, I'll take a shot too. Yep. I just want to know why they don't have tiny sombreros. Very disappointing. Oh, wait. What is you sideways tonight? Keep this up. You're going to catch up to me. Well, I don't know how long ago you got in, Shenny, but apparently, I know I was on the stream with Mighty earlier today. We were covering this exact topic. And, well, the short answer is, after doing a little more digging, it's fake. It's a hoax. It's a great big boondoggle is what it is. And I'm going to say it. Not only is it a giant, snipe hunt, also, it's being used as a reason to actually discredit 2 of our own UAP is a UAP eyewitnesses from the congressional UAP hearing, none other than they're throwing David Grush under the bus, and also Ryan Graves. Ryan Graves was the other one that spoke at that event. So yeah, they're throwing everybody under the bus, and I'm trying to get this is an organized disinformation campaign. That's exactly what it is. Yep, it's a fake. Yep, we just watched a really short video. It kind of covered the fact that it's basically made of chicken bones. Yep. You heard me. It's made of chicken bones, and the skull is a sawed-off, back half of a dog's skull. Oh, good. I was like, thanks for coming out, Jude. Appreciate it. You have a great rest of your night. Bobby, that's wild. Was it Robin Hood Men in Tights that had the tangent of, y'all been done hoodwinked, hornswoggled, bamboozled? Yep, that's a classic. You know, it's always weird whenever I have these things. Oh, hey, Mighty, good to see you. So yeah, just since you're here, Mighty, I'm going to go ahead and play this video back again. So this actually shows what we're talking about specifically. Here we go. This is over on Twitter.
Then why are they so versatile? Look at hands of different apes. They may seem to have little similarity, but they always follow a single plan. And here we only see a total hodgepodge of stuff.
What's going on? Hello?
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. How'd
Yeah,
you
what's
get
up,
in
buddy?
here?
I just
That-
kind of popped in the back door. Sorry. So they
Oh, I
found
didn't-
out it was fake?
Yeah, so that's what we're watching right now. It's so yeah, it's made of chicken bones.
Gosh.
And the skull is apparently the back half of a dog's skull that's been filed off at the front.
Why did they do that then?
Yeah, so to kind of give you the Cliff Notes version of what we've been talking about so far, basically the guy with the white hair who was actually running this whole thing, he's a well-known grifter, and he's kind of the Stephen Greer of Mexico.
Okay.
I thought I had seen him before, but I couldn't place it, so I didn't mention anything. But yeah, I was like, something about this guy just seemed off. So yeah, let's just here, I'll just go ahead and play it.
The Visual Mummy website says the hands are made up of 26 bones each. I counted them up, left to right, 31, 27, 24, and 26 bones. You can check yourselves. It's a miracle of bioengineering. A bionic Lego set
This
that
part
uses
doesn't really make
homeotic
sense.
genes. The Atlanteans were capable of creating any biorobotic
It's
servants they
translated,
wished,
so-
ignoring the laws of biomechanics. I have a simpler explanation. Someone who created these was little bothered by biomechanics or anatomy. Their goal was to imitate the outer shape, so they just grabbed whichever bones fitted in size and covered them with some substance to imitate flesh. Now let's study the X-rays of the small mummies. Ufologists go as far as calling them humanoid reptiles.
Thanks, expert.
So what do we see? Same stuff. A hodgepodge of human and animal bones. Here's a mummy named Josephine. A real beauty. Instead of humeri, she sports femurs, or thigh bones. Her legs are even more baffling. One of the thigh bones is actually a femur, only facing the wrong way around, while the other one is a tibia. And they are completely mismatched. With the hip bone, there's no joint there at all. The poor humanoid wouldn't have made a single step. Some of the bones are simply chopped off. Note this asymmetry here. The fingers are a total mess too. The first pseudophalanges are facing in different directions on her left and right hands, with the white part facing up or down. Well, they just forgot to turn them the right way. Stuff happens. And look at this alien head. French paleontologist Julien Benoit thinks that those who crafted the small humanoid mummies used skulls of some small mammals for their heads, such as a llama or alpaca.
So that's kind of what they've got.
So what's
Then why are they so versatile?
Whoops. Sorry. What were you going to
what's the
say?
Mexican government in on it?
So my speculation is that they were, because they got Ryan Graves to come speak. And then immediately after this, Ryan Graves had to issue a statement basically saying, I didn't know about this, and this is an unsubstantiated stunt. And then, yeah, because you notice he speaks at like probably about maybe the 1/3 of the way in through the speech or through the live stream. And then suddenly this, you know, after that, about the last third of it is where the aliens get, the alleged aliens get wheeled out.
Gotcha.
And then immediately after this, the CBS News outlet starts running basically a story about this on their website, and they say the research shows bodies of purported non-human beings, the Mexican Congress, a UFO hearing, and they use David Grush's photo as the front end of this whole thing, which David Grush has nothing to do with the story. So they're literally using this as an opportunity to discredit two of the people who were actually involved in the American UAP hearings only about a month and a half ago.
Gotcha.
And it's no secret that the CBS Evening News is actually owned in part by the CIA. Yep. So, if you put two and two together, it seems that this definitely is a hoax. At least by my accounting, it is anyway.
Gotcha. You
So
think
yeah,
the-
it was.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So you think the idea is to discount the earlier testimony from the American hearing?
I believe so, because the guy that was speaking, the primary guy who was heading this up, this Jaime Maussan, this guy has a laundry list of frauds. This is them that he's been caught doing, essentially bilking people out of money and purporting to be a ufologist or ufologist.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, he is like the Stephen Greer of Mexico. So, yeah. I did a deep dive on this while I was at work. I tried to do a lot of analysis of this because just something about this, even I think you mentioned it, like something didn't seem right.
Right.
So, yeah, whenever I saw it, I was like, wow. And then thankfully to one of my amazing viewers, Murph's Turf, which, by the way, Murph dropped a $20 super chat. Congrats on being monetized. Shout out to the Pineapple Crew OGs. Thank you so much, Murph's Turf. Sent me a link to this CBS story and I think one other, it was Ryan Graves' testimony over there on my Discord and dropped that in the Unexplained tab. So I was able to look that up, and sure enough, immediately the some of the posts I found started actually from X, they started adding in the content warnings and saying, hey, you might want to read the context of these. That's how I found some of these other stories. And what's fascinating is that these actually mention that these things were shown to the Peruvian Congress in 2018, and they were widely debunked even then. So yeah, here's the comparison of the dog skull. Yeah.
That's weird.
So yeah, that's kind of they're saying that these appear to be a mix of human and animal bones.
That's weird.
Which, yeah, it's just so weird. But yeah, I'm glad you saw me and actually decided to jump on, because this caught me off guard. I mean, we were watching it earlier, and even I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what to think of it. I'm like, if this is real, I mean, wow, this is fantastic. If it's a hoax, this is bad. And I'm like, I need to know. I need facts. I need data. So, right. Yeah, upon diving in on it, this is what I found. So, this will actually be my second time doing a debunk stream.
Unfortunately.
Last time we debunked the Loch Ness Monster.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I think a couple of weeks ago it was like the biggest search in 50 years for the Loch Nessie, or for Nessie.
Huh.
So, yeah, covered it then. It was topical. Shinny says, "Why not turtle? Yeah. So, well, that's kind of where we're at. And actually, now that we've gotten through that actually covers everything. I think we're officially out of stuff to talk about with this one.
Oh, wonderful.
Dazzler says Nessie's real. Well, hey, I mean, Dazzler says a lot that Nessie's real, and of course, I know that Digger is looking up information for me on Ogopogo, which, hey.
Dazzler was there. He rode Nessie back in the 1820s, so he would know.
Oh, that's true. Okay, that's funny. Yeah, I did have to at that time when we played that. We did that stream. I did play the clip from Amazon Women on the Moon, where they basically did like the unsolved mysteries, like joke show, bullshit or not.
Gotcha.
And yeah,
Bullshit or not?
And yeah, they had this like, what if Nessie was Jack the Ripper? It's hilarious.
That's funny.
I actually opened up the show with a pretty hilarious clip. I'm gonna say one of my favorites, and it bears to be shown again because it's just hilarious like that. Everybody loves it, loves this one. But if you've seen the little skeleton, or like the skeletons, the little alien bodies now, this seems oddly appropriate.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you lose me. Then you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, telephone and tell me I'm your own.
Check, please.
Frankly, I'd believe that more than any disclosure in the very near future.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Murphsturf says, Kaiser NASA UAP report is coming out tomorrow. Interesting timing. I agree. It is very interesting timing.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
I may actually be able to cover that one live tomorrow. I'm still working out some of the logistics, but apparently, some things panned out at the last minute. I might actually be able to cover that one.
Awesome.
So, yeah, I'm gonna try and finalize things, and if so, I will definitely put out I'll put up the live stream for it tonight before I go to bed. So please, definitely, if you haven't already, I know I've already, asked everybody, make sure you're liked and subscribed to the channel, but also hit that bell notification so you know when new stuff goes live, and that way you can stay up to date with all the latest fun stuff with Kaiser. I tried to say latest and Kaiser, and it came out laser, which I guess is okay. Dazzler, never trust the government. Based. So what are you thinking, man?
As far as all this?
Yeah.
I'm disappointed. I wish that they would have. I want it to happen so bad. It didn't feel right from the beginning, like you said, and like I said on my show earlier today. It just I don't know.
It felt off.
The way the way it was trotted out, it just did not feel right. But I want to meet some of these little dudes. Like, I think it would be awesome. So
yeah, I mean, it's like finally getting that proof positive that we're not alone in the universe. And it's like, look, I mean, I can look up at the sky and bounce statistics around in my brain all I want to and say, well, you know, statistically speaking, it would be actually more likely to believe that we are not alone in the universe than we are alone. But still, until I get to, you know, fist bump ET, I mean, I'm kind of at the point of like, I don't know.
Right. Well, even if you put in very small numbers into the Drake equation of, you know, variables, then you still have magnificent numbers of potential alien worlds within contact radius. So it's one of those things where we're certainly there's overwhelming evidence that we are in close enough proximity to be able to contact other forms of life. It's kind of curious why we haven't yet. So
yeah. Say Murph says they're supposed to be releasing the report prior to the announcement. Okay.
Huh.
Rose, the government is trying to pull a good one in Texas with Paxton. And wish they would have tried harder, kept us hanging a little longer. And Shenny with a $3 super sticker. Thank you so much there, Shenny. All right.
But all right, brother, I'm going to let you have your show back. I just wanted to say what's up real quick and figure out what was going on. So,
yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you dropping in. So, you know, I mean, again, I guess, hey, you were nice enough to let me on earlier today. I mean, I'm actually glad you stopped by. Thank you so much, buddy.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me, bud. And I'll see you sometime soon. So,
yeah, no worries. And have a great movie night.
All right. Take care, brother.
All right. Bye. All right. So, folks, that's actually going to be pretty much enough for me as well. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night because we're already an hour and a half in. We've already covered all of our material. So I guess what we need to do now is, you know, just kind of talk about what is on tap going forward. So first things first, I do want to go ahead and let you all know, again, tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern is whenever we're going to be doing episode 5 of Ahsoka on Real Talk Live. Going to be covering movie night not movie night. We're going to be covering the Ahsoka series, talking about that. I'm also going to give some additional impressions on some things. So do definitely go ahead and when you get a chance, go check out my channel. I did a really cool first impressions video on One Piece because last night I didn't want to watch Ahsoka. And I decided to watch One Piece instead. I had no dog in the fight, and I just said, you know what? I hear it's good. Let me give it a try, so that way I can try and figure out if I'm going to actually enjoy it or not. And boy, howdy, I actually liked it. I actually quite enjoyed it. So if you want my first impressions after just watching the episode, definitely go check that one out. It's a short one, but it's good. And then also, always, come on, check me out. I do have videos that come up 5 days a week. I also do, you know, this show on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, and then Real Talk Live on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. And until then, next time, I appreciate everybody. Thank you all so much for showing up to the channel. Thank you all so much for coming out and supporting me. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate this. It is really awesome. And I will definitely see you guys on the next video. I'm going to have a great time putting this together. I've got some cool new stuff. Come on by, folks. There's more, and there's cool things yet to come. The good news is about next week with Edge of Reality, I've already got the next episode preloaded and ready to go. So I think we're going to finally pull the trigger on it, and we're going to do Randlesham Forest. I'll have to remind myself that that's what we're doing. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Have a great night. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Please definitely hit that notification bell, and I will see you all later. Peace.
You ever wonder why we're here? You ever notice that the information that we're being fed doesn't always add up to the truth? Do you ever look out your window at night when the rain's falling down? You ever look down the street and wonder what is going on around you? You ever look out at night and ask yourself, is this all that I am? Where am I? What am I? Is this all there is? Is this real life? As technology continues to bring us closer together, it also tears us further apart. We watch the skies and look at the planet around us and its natural beauty as it continues to march forward on and on and on, unending, unceasing, unwavering. And yet our world, everything that we've built, crumbles around us. We wonder, is this it? Is there more? There's gotta be. We can search. We want to learn. We want to understand. We want to see all that we can see, know that all that we can know. We want to look out there. We want to peek behind the veil. We want to ask the questions that nobody will answer. We want to light those fires, the sparks that ignite a curiosity in us. And we ask ourselves, what is out beyond all of that? Beyond the edge of reality?